first question is from Renaud Leviani. Tinker, you designed my spikes. What is the difference between designing spikes and traditional Jordans?
Oh man, Renaud, I just want to tell you that there's a little bit of difference between you and Michael, and is that really, quite frankly, you go a lot higher than Michael Jordan does, and therefore, we make shoes so that you can go through the air upside down. We make shoes for Michael so he can go through the air right side up.
Perfect. Our next question is from Ludacris14. Did you expect Air Jordans to become as iconic as they are now when you designed the AJ3?
I did not expect Air Jordans to be iconic. I was just trying to do my job, which was to help design the best basketball shoe in the world for the best player in the world. It just turned out that it turned into a phenomenon. So I feel really lucky about that.
Awesome. Our next question is from Marcus from Ohio. What's your favorite Jordan model that you've designed?
My favorite Air Jordan is the Jordan 11. It was designed when Michael was retired, and I felt like I was designing for someone who wasn't playing anymore, but I felt he would someday return to the game, and I wanted to make sure he had the best basketball shoe ever when he unretired. And I was the only one who thought that, but I was fortunate that he did unretire, and then of course won another NBA championship in that very shoe. So that's why it's my favorite.
Awesome. Our next question is from Gonzalo de Bola. Who do you consider your mentor?
I have three mentors. My father, who taught me how to work hard. Phil Knight is a mentor who taught me about. Well, let me back up. Can I start over?
Yeah.
So I actually have three mentors. My father, who taught me how to work hard. Bill Bowerman, who was my track coach at Oregon Athletics, who taught me how to work smart and how to be strategic. And then my third mentor is Phil Knight, our CEO and also a founder of Nike, who taught me about loyalty and relationships. And without that, the first two are no good. You have to have them. So all three of the mentors really helped me.
Our next question is from DJ Jaws. What career would you have if you were not a sneaker designer?
Well, I was an architect before being a sneaker designer, and had I not been a sneaker designer, I'm sure I would still be designing buildings. By the way, I am still designing buildings.
Our next question is from Lil Huss. Which Jordan was the most challenging to design?
I would have to go back to the very first one that I did, the Jordan 3. And the reason it was so difficult was that it was my first one. I was trying to learn how to design for Michael and trying to get to know him. And then, of course, it turned out, he was a little bit unhappy at the time. So I felt like that was the most challenging.
Our last question is from Urbanito92. What is your relationship like with Michael Jordan, and how does it influence your designs?
Well, Michael and I, first, when I designed the 3, we weren't friends. I was just designing the shoe, and he was giving me the input and the inspiration. But then, as I got to know him better and started designing the Air Jordan 4, I started going and staying at his house, and we became more friendly and like buddies. And definitely by the Jordan 3 and the Jordan 5, the Jordan 6, it became very fluid, and we were good friends, and I didn't have to make any big fancy presentations anymore. It was all about just being a couple of guys talking about designing cool